everybody, welcome to my channel for a new tournament introduction video. This time talking about the Bellum Lacum number 5. This is the event that my clubs, Sons of Games, are organizing. A huge team tournament in France, very close to Switzerland. This year we have 22 teams of 4 people coming from France, Switzerland, Belgium and Italy. Very nice that we were able to get some of the team that live far away from the event, meaning Italian team and Belgium team. That was really nice. Obviously we wanted to bring even more of foreign team, so to speak, that are further away from the event, but I think due to the COVID situation, it was kind of hard, so we are still quite happy to get 88 players, which is definitely not bad for this event. This is the first, I think that's one of the big plus of this event. It's the first big team tournament in the area that is going to be played with the new points after the update. So that's kind of nice. It's the first big event of the year, and I think a lot of people are also attending for this reason, the fact that you can try out the new list in a team tournament environment. We play 5 games over 2 days, and it will be 2.5 hours per round, which is definitely enough for a 4-team tournament, because pairing doesn't need so much time. Regarding my list, so this is my list. I'm playing something similar to what I played last summer, but with a couple of changes. So I have a great can that has this time the Kagadai Legacy with strength 7, multiple rune D3. Then I have a Master Thaumaturgy who has Word of Battle Binding Scroll. So I wanted to try Thaumaturgy again to increase a little bit my range damage and compensate, as you will see later in the list, the lack of Thunder Cannon. So this was a way between Kagadai Legacy and Thaumaturgy to compensate a little bit this loss. I kept my BSB, but this time I gave him Cult Leader, since I have one more expensive unit in my list that will need leadership reroll to be stable. My core setup changed also a little bit. I moved from Bruiser to Tribesman in order to be able to trigger the freezing aura from the Frost Mammoth, and since I have some great weapon on the Tusk Cavalry, and also the Kagadai Legacy, I was feeling it was the right choice to make the unit slightly cheaper and also have a bit more of body and be able to get an additional scoring dart from core, because Tribesmen are cheaper. Then rest from core is 3 darts, 2 times Bruiser, 1 time Tribesman, who are reliable darts that can make either chaff and kill opponent chaff, or also be used as scoring unit. They can achieve a lot, pin down some unit, definitely decent scoring. That can also take advantage from the Cult Leader BSB 18-inch. Rest of my list is 6 mercenary veterans, so I keep the Mercverts. I decided to get rid of the cannon to try to see if the list works without the cannon. I think the cannon is compensated by between the fact that I have Hunting Spear on the Frosty, Thaumaturgy, Kagadai Legacy, and also Great Weapon on Tusker. I think I have enough tool to deal with monster, and my list is still scary enough for monsters. So I definitely feel there is enough here to be scary for monster without the cannon. Obviously cannon is very good because it forces the opponent to adapt the way they play against my list, but I wanted to try without to see if that was enough or not, because still the cannon is like half the points of the Mercverts unit, and Mercverts can do combat as well in a good way. And then the new thing in my list is the unit of 4 Tusker Cavalry. Wanted to try out the decrease in points since the update. I really wanted to bring on the table this cool model that you can see now. Wanted to try them with full option Banner of the Ginget to get the nice rerolls, some high strength stack, and they can charge really far, which was something I was looking for. Also, this should allow me to be a bit more aggressive on the table. 1 Saber-tooth Tiger, Piece of Chaff, the Frosty, and the Slave Giant. I like the fact that to have a cheap Slave Giant that I can use as a single model to be annoying for the opponent. So that's basically my list. Kept more or less the same concept as before, but I have slightly more aggressivity, more punch on the table, I guess, with the new Tusker unit. That is also should be a main concern for my opponent, because if they don't chaff them and get charged, these guys, it's 7 attack each plus D3 impact, rerolling all the ones. They can be very scary in combat, so that can be annoying for the opponent. And yeah, I like the fact that now with Tribesmen I don't have the same weakness as before. because before, while I was playing Bruises, I still had a problem against opponents that were striking before me sometimes. So here it's not the case anymore. The Frosty can trigger with both units, not only with the Merkverts, but also with the Tribesmen. And then I still have enough strengths between the Kaghatai Legacy and the strengths 6 and 5 from Tusker Cavalry, basically. So that's the idea of the list. Looking forward to see how it goes on the table. My teammates, so there is again Lichmeister, my usual gaming partner, playing his VC. He had a great success at the last tournament with his list, very solid list. He moved away, he tried to improve a little bit the scoring ability from this list, so he removed one unit of spawn, the unit of 7 or 8 spawn, to put a unit of Ghast instead, and also he was able to get Vampire Courtier in the list as a trigger Bloodline Bestial Bulk, to be able to get one of the Ghast scoring, and also he has access to the very nice spell number 1 from Shamanism, which is, I think, very, very good with his list. He went for Master Evo and Adept Alchemy this time, plus an Heirloom, so definitely has access to very nice buff, as you saw in my last battle report. So that's his list, more or less, but yeah, very solid concept, and I think it's an additional unit of Ghast. Obviously, it's less aggressive than a unit of spawn, but he will have more control and have a solid scoring unit that is enough in the front line, which is really nice for his list, I guess. Then we have Shizu playing with me as well for the first time, really nice. He plays a very expensive Miser, then a Courtesan of Sibaresh, 20 Myrmidon, 2 small units in Cord and Lemius and Imps to have a bit more magic. Hope Harvester as an Engine of Damnation that can also be useful in some games to hide the big guys behind, but actually the big guys, they don't need him too much to be protected from range damage, because yeah, the Miser halves the multiple wounds and Courtesan has a hard target too, so they are feeling, I think it's not very scary for him to face War Machine, basically. Then he has a Legend Treasure, so the big chariot, 3 orders that can be useful to open the game a little bit, 2 possible chaff units, Gremlins and Furies, and a unit of Veil Serpent to add some additional magic. And last but not least, we have our Dwarvenol player, a mate from my club, who is basically playing a MSU shooty dwarf, but also with some close combat abilities, with the 2 units of Seeker, Vengeance Seeker, and 2 very strong Dragon Seeker character. So definitely not easy to push against this list. This is sometimes the weakness of this shooty MSU dwarf, is the fact that you can push it and then in close combat it's not that strong. Here in this case you need to be very careful about the Seekers. Obviously it's more, or can I say, it has, I think, more positive and negative matchup, as the pure shooty MSU dwarf that could play maybe more matchups because of the Seekers. I guess some list will just have too many tools to deal with the Seekers, and then he could be in trouble. But those that don't have the specific tools to deal with the Seekers can really be in trouble to push this list effectively, also since he has access to a lot of chaff. So yeah, that's it guys for this introduction. Looking forward to show you the battle report. Talk to you soon on the channel. Bye.